Here at home, thousands of students across the country and here in the Portland area and in Vancouver walked out of class on Wednesday to remember the 17 students killed in the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida. We have some really dramatic images we're showing right now. They were silent for 17 minutes, 1 minute to honor each student. They also said they wanted to send a message to Congress that enough is enough and they want action on gun violence. Senator, what was your reaction when you saw these walkouts on Wednesday?
I think they're very powerful, and I could tell you on the basis of my town meetings and young people coming and my conversations with students at rallies, I believe things are really beginning to change with respect to guns, and the young people deserve an enormous amount of credit. And a young woman from Oregon has played a key role. A young woman named Eva Jones came to one of my town meetings in Odell. It was just a couple of weeks ago. She was electrifying in her presentation. She said, we kids are not going to stand for this anymore. We're not going to stand for the idea of hiding in cabinets and being afraid to walk by the beautiful windows at our school. We want changes. And I think these young people are going to lead some real reforms. We saw in the state of Florida, they didn't go as far as I would have liked, but we're starting to see some change already.
You were so impressed with that young woman you mentioned, Eva Jones, that you invited her to D.C. to present her case before a Senate Democratic leadership. So let's listen to what she had to say in one of your remarks at that meeting.
School-wide murder has been so normalized by gun culture that we approach these like a fire drill. This makes me sick.
She essentially said, we students have had it. We are tired of trying to find cabinets that we might fit into in order to hide.
Security is not the issue, so do not try and put this on our tireless teachers or school administrators. It is not a complex issue. We need gun legislation to increase background checks, close all loopholes, raise the gun ownership age, and ban all assault weapons. We are sick of living like this, so I assure you we will be relentless. We won't stop marching. We will keep fighting weapons and those who protect them over us. We will vote soon, and we aren't going to stop until something changes.
People will say, though, we've seen, sadly, mass shootings before. Nothing changes. What's different this time?
Well, as I said already, in the state of Florida, you've seen reforms that never would have gone anywhere 3-4 years ago. And I think we're ready for the key kind of reform, which is universal background checks to make sure that people who shouldn't have guns can't get them. If you've had a mental problem, if you've been involved in domestic violence, I mean, if you've been on a terrorist watch list, how can we say if we're going to be careful about putting you on an airplane, you can still get a gun? And I think we ought to have universal background checks. It ought to apply for every gun sale. We're talking about gun shows, we're talking about private sales, every single one of them.
Do you think you can get that passed through Congress and President Trump sign it?
We only failed by a few votes before, and I think based on the way I see the ground moving right now, and I continue to have town meetings, this is a major issue for Oregonians.